What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing why do people return to the Division. What is it about the Division that makes creators return, and also what is it about the Division that makes general players return to the game. Now, before we get into the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified every time we upload content or we go live. So, to start with, let's discuss the current position of the game for some background information, and then I will just tell you why I personally think people return to it. So, currently the game is in a stale state, and that's my personal opinion, meaning, there's no new content. The content's still buggy and broken that we've got, and in my opinion, the devs are quite simply living on a completely different planet. Now, so why is the game in such a poor state? Now, it could be down to many things, and I'll tell you what I think it is, and that is the creators, the devs, and everyone else in that team in UB Massive have a lack of ability. Now, I'm not being harsh in saying this. I'm not saying they don't work hard at their jobs. I'm not saying that they're not knowledgeable at doing that job. I personally couldn't do that job. It is a skilled job and they've done well to get where they are. What I am saying is they have no creativity when it comes to the game anymore. And I say anymore, right? The general concept for the game was amazing. It's one of a kind, and since Division 1, it's not been replicated at all. The story's great, the cinematics were good, and everyone got engrossed within the storyline. Now, here's where it gets a little bit worse. They cannot seem to think of anything else to add to the game or to the story, and they seem to have just run out of ideas. Meaning they can recycle content, such as all the events being the same, the manhunts yet again boring and samey. Even the vanity items this Christmas are the same as what they had last Christmas. Meaning, to me, there's a huge lack of creativity and ability to create new things. Now, of course, this could be for a number of reasons, and if I was to take a guess, I'd say they're simply undermanned. Their staff have been moved to other games. Ubisoft are potentially not wanting to invest in this game anymore. And for me, the nail in the coffin to do with this was the ban wave. And I know we keep saying about the ban wave, but I really do believe that a lot of players never returned to the game, meaning there was a lack of investment. The team got shrunk. They didn't need anybody anymore because the game sort of started, in a way, dying. So let's talk now about why do people actually return. And when I say people, I'm going to split this up into two groups of people. First group is going to be content creators, streamers and such forth. And then after that, I'm going to go for just gamers. Whether you're a diehard gamer, casual gamer, or you just generally love gaming and you want to do something or play something. So let's start with content creators. So of course, there's many aspects of creating content, streaming, etc. And every creator has their own niche. Such as Epic Slayers covers the news, Mark of Blades will cover builds, Wids covers in-depth builds, Marco Styles literally, covered everything to do with the Division at the start. He doesn't anymore. However, he broke down things that people could not figure out, including the devs themselves. So, why do they return, or why do creators return? So a lot of people have been saying, this creator said he was leaving, and now all of a sudden he's back doing videos again. And a few people have been saying it, these creators are fake. And it's not the case, in any means. Now, there are a number of reasons why they may return to the game. And the first one is, and I'll be honest, people will return for money. Views equal money. No views equals no money. It's simple as that. If they cover a new game and don't get the usual numbers each month that they're getting, so say for example, I don't know what an average Division YouTuber gets, but I'm going to throw a number out there of a roughly 200,000 views a month. Now, that's not high. That's just about average, I'd say. Now, if they go 200,000 views per month, for example, and this is not dead on, for example, that may earn them £1,000 per month or $1,000. I don't know what it is. Okay, so on average they're used to getting 1,000 a month, for example. If they then go and cover a different game and they're only getting 50,000 views per month, they have lost 3/4 of their earning. They're only getting a quarter of what they got before, meaning then they may struggle financially. If they do it full time, their business is now struggling, you know? They can't afford to pay the internet, they can't afford to pay the bills, and for anything else that they need to survive or to live. Now, that's just talking worst case scenario for somebody that's doing it full time. Now, another reason would be engagement. Now, new games are great, okay? They are great. But if all or a majority of your followers are from The Division, the likelihood is they won't watch you play Mortal Kombat or, I don't know, a racing game. Your audience and your engagement is to do with this type of game, The Division. Now, there's not many games like The Division, so people will only pretty much watch Division. Unless you're like a really supporter of the streamer or content creator, you might follow them to watch everything else, but you won't engage as much. I am the same. Like, if I want to watch, you know, Call of Duty, I'm not going to then go and watch Rogue Company if that player plays it. You know, I love watching Shroud, but I only enjoy watching Shroud play CSGO. So when he doesn't play CSGO, I don't watch him. So, you know, it's just one of those things. The engagement will be less and people will show less interest. And this, of course, can dishearten you and affect your work for the future. So what happens is then they return. They return to what they know, what they're comfortable, and stay in that comfort zone. And last on there, I'm going to go ahead and say it, I think sometimes it's lack of creativity. Now, that's not a dig at anybody that's doing this, but I just think the creator may lack, you know, a similar way of the Division workforce. You get used to something. You're in that comfort zone. You're used to creating content on a certain game. You have your layout. You know what you're doing. You click this button. You've got all your artwork. You've got everything there, ready just to drag, drop, press, and done. It's all set up. They may not be thinking about creating different content. So if you're creating like videos for Cyberpunk, you need to be creative. You need to stand out. Whereas the Division, they may be established or may already have a large following to do with a certain niche, like we spoke about earlier. So to be creative, you have to think of a different niche. You have to think of how you're going to stand out over the big boys, over the guys that are going to be getting millions of views because they are streamers that do varieties, you know, and stuff like that. So you need creativity, and maybe some of them lack creativity, and that's not a dig at anyone at all. Like, I am the same sometimes. I think, oh, what can I do that's different? And almost get set in your own ways. So now let's talk why players, non-creators, still play the game now and return to it. And a lot of these people will defend the games. If you say it's bad, they're going to say, hold on, no, that's not right. This is a great game. And I get that. I do. And I think there's two reasons for this. And I may be wrong. Please let me know. You know, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts are, if you're a gamer or casual gamer or even a die-hard gamer. First reason for me is they simply can't find a game like this one. So there is not a similar game to this. You know, this game they've loved for years. They're attached to the game. They're attached to the story. They love the mechanics. They love the gameplay and even the looting systems. There is not a game out there that's going to give them this love and attention that the Divisions gave them for the last few years. So if you can't find something that's similar to it, you're always going to be saying, oh, but on Division, this happened. You know every character on Division. You know how to do builds. You know where to get each item. You don't want to have to go through the hassle of learning a new game. So again, it comes back to almost like a comfort zone where you're savvy, you're knowledgeable on this game, you'll stick to this game. And the likelihood is you probably put in a lot of hours to just put it down and go on to a different game. So number two, there's no other games really out to play. And I'm being honest when I say this. We have had a terrible year or even couple of years when it comes to game releases. Now, with the fall of big titles like Cyberpunk, etc., you know, people have just gone back to the buggy game that they know. Instead of putting time into a new buggy game, they are comfortable and they're aware that the Division is buggy, but they've committed too much time into it to back out. So rather play the buggy game you know than have to learn a new buggy game and get annoyed going from all the way at the start again and trying to build up a love for a new game. And let's get it right, there is not that many new games anyway. And the ones that have come out, I use Cyberpunk again as as an example. It's failed, you know, it's really upset people. The game's buggy, and yeah, every game is buggy. But if that doesn't meet an expectation, you will automatically turn that game off and go to what you know. Better the devil you know, as they say. You know, that's one of the popular sayings. And it's kind of true when it comes to gaming as an overall. So, as I say earlier, let me know in the comment section below if you think I'm wrong, or if you agree, or you have other ideas of why do people keep returning, you know? What is happening to make people come back to the game? I'm not saying everyone comes back to the game, because of course there's lots of players that don't. I don't play the game as much now, but I do still play the game, you know. And I always say, if they brought out Division 3, would I buy it? Yes, I would, because I love the concept of the game. I don't necessarily enjoy the community aspect of the game via the devs, because I think they lack in that. But, you know, this video is not about a rant or anything like that. It's just me just putting my opinion out there of why people come back to this game if it's in such a mess. Now, let me know in the comment section below what you think. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little notification bell. And I'll see you all in the next video. Let's go!